if I'm absolutely honest, it knocked us when we first had the review. It sort of made us think, it's not very nice. We tried really hard, and it was a bit harsh. It did feel quite harsh on us. But straight away the next morning, some of the things that the review had suggested, one of the ladies that works for me implemented without me asking her to. So straight away it had a change in attitude. I think really the placement of products and in terms, Ellie really made us think in terms of zoning the shop. So in thinking about where we placed art materials, in terms of where we placed the haberdashery and the beads and jewellery, she really made us think about how a customer would walk a journey around the shop, and where they would perhaps be crossover sales. And again, a real specific thing was the first point of impact and the window, and drawing people into the shop. I think really it was the bringing together of all of us, and turning our attitude round in thinking about it. As I said previously, we did find it quite negative to start off with, and actually that produced a lot of discussion among ourselves about what we could do and how hard we all worked anyway, but actually we then all individually changed, and it has been a really positive change for the shop, not just in terms of attitude but in terms of thinking about where we place things in the shop. Mainly what the review did was actually change our attitude and change the way we looked at the business. It gave us much more of an outsider's perspective on it, which meant we viewed the shop every time we came in it as a customer rather than as people who worked here. One of the really simple things we did was to change the till so that it reflected the zones in the shop, so that now we have a button for haberdashery and a button for beads and jewellery and one for art materials. But we've also got one on there for promotions and special events, which has been a real way of calculating how our window displays have impacted on sales. It's increased our sales incredibly, up by about 20% in the last 12 months and 52% overall from 2 years ago. We continue to implement some of the more longer term things that were suggested by the review, but what's really interesting is actually the staff now say to me things when I suggest something. They go, oh no, that's not within the zones, or we need to plan that in the promotions calendar, all of which are things that came from the review.